Hey guys, James with Torches and Tactical, and I'm a little, let's just say, upset. Now, hear me out. I think fixed blade knives are an amazing thing. I think they do God's work. I think that they look amazing. They have a strength that you'll never get from a folding knife. On top of that, I mean, they're amazing. I love a good clean design. I love when I know that you're going to get a good blade steel. On top of that, I mean, okay, just hear me out. Hear me out. Okay, so guys, today I have the Fortitude 2. Now, this is the newest version of the Fortitude knife from Olight. So, the newest fixed blade from our friends over at the Oknife/Olife. And I think this thing is an absolute stunner. This has a micarta G10 mix handle. It is 8.53 overall. Full blade length is 4.01 inches. Comes in at 6.3 ounces. So, I mean, it's full tang, so you know you're going to get a bit of that heft. But at the same time, at only 6.3 ounces, you can move this thing around pretty easily. Now, again, I think this thing looks amazing, except for one small thing. And I hate to do it. I'm sure the guy's nice. I'm sure the guy's, friendly with everybody. But if you can see right here, oh, there you go. If you can see right here, it says Sootch00 or Sootch00 edition. Now this isn't me poking fun because I don't have any collab gear with Oknife or anything like that. But this is such a nice knife, and I hope that some of his designs or some of his influence came into the design of the Fortitude 2. However, just seeing a piece like this and seeing that it is collab or branded with the Sootch stuff, I mean, it kind of turns me off to it. The knife is amazing. This is actually my second one. I did pick up a used one, and I've been beating the absolute snot out of that. But you guys don't want to see a used one. You guys want to see how this looks fresh out of the package, so that's what I'm doing here for you today. So guys, in addition to the other specs that I gave you, as far as blade thickness, this is 0.15 inches thick, and the handle comes in at 0.64 inches. So, I mean, 6'2", 220 pounds. This thing here, it feels really nice. You have that finger groove right here. You don't have any edges sticking out over the actual blade, or rather, the blade's not the tang isn't recessed for the handle. The jimping is nice. My larger than average thumb fits very, very nicely on it. I would have kind of preferred to see maybe it come down or stay flat on the back spine right here. But outside that, you do get an S35 VN. So, I mean, you know that you're going to get a pretty hard, holds good edge retention, because it does come in at 58 plus or minus 2 on the HRC, or the Rockwell hardness testing. So very, very nicely done. Guys, I'm telling you, like from this side, this thing's a stunner. The micarta looks amazing. I even think that little flashy yellow, I think it's nicely, it nicely accents the micarta. It's not too far off to where it's completely contrasting, but at the same time, you just get that little flash, so it's brighter. It looks really good. This style handle and the overall blade, I think this would make a really, really good if they had maybe a non-branded version or non-collab version that had maybe a black or an OD green micarta. That would look, oh man, that would look amazing. I had the Fortitude knife for quite some time. This was before I started doing videos on knives. So I put that through its paces, and that was used around our property like you could not imagine. So I'm excited to get this one out as well. So I told you I already have one. I'm going to give this one to my wife so she can go use it on the property and see how she does. But on top of that, it did come with more than just the knife. I know I've been ranting on that knife, or maybe even complaining about the Sootch branding, but it does come with a very nice leather holster as well. So I mean, they did a really good job with this. Everything comes out pretty evenly. Those large brass rivets, making sure that it holds everything tight, sturdy. It holds together very well, but that leather is going to keep that blade from cutting through. So what's nice about this is you do get a very secure clasp here. So your Fortitude 2 is not going to come out at all. It holds very secure, and especially because it does sit inside that finger groove, it holds that much more secure. But the holster itself is really nice because you do have an opening here, so you can slide a belt through and have it in a vertical carry, or you can go horizontal with it and slide it all the way through here. Now, in my opinion, I did have mine on my belt in a horizontal carry, and I think there's just frankly a little too much play in the tops of these loops. So it did seem like it sat a little bit more loose, but I mean, on the other side of things, it did have a little bit of play because of those same loops. It did have a little bit of play when I carried it vertically as well. So you can see here that it'll pull away from the body just ever so slightly. It doesn't need to be, you know, rock solid, secured on the body. I mean, I don't want it to come off, but at the same time, I don't want it to move around as much as this holster does. So I may try to find something in Kydex that'll work for the Fortitude 2. But I want to know what you guys think of the Fortitude 2. If you guys are okay with the branding. Now, I mean, like I said earlier, I dig the colors. I think the colors look amazing. I think it accents the micarta very, very well. And my understanding is that the Sootch00 channel uses yellow quite a bit. Like that's kind of like their branded color, if you will. But overall, I think the Fortitude 2 is an amazing knife. I really do want to see this in more colors than just the micarta and yellow G10. And frankly, I would like to see it without the Sootch00 branding. So again, nothing against Tim. But one other thing it does come with here is it does come with a Fortitude coin. So you have that lion. So it says Oknife fixed blade knife, Fortitude 2. And on the back side, more of that Sootch branding, outdoor life. There you go. So if you do collect the coins, this one's quite heavy. There's quite a bit of heft to it. But I mean, I'm not going to buy a knife specifically looking for a coin. Now, if you go on the Olight or Oknife groups, you may come across quite a few other people who disagree with that. However, if I buy a knife, I'm going to want to make sure that I know that I'm getting a knife that's going to hold up. And I think with S35VN, on top of that, the micarta, G10, and especially with how thick this tang is, again, coming in at 0.15 inches, I mean, this thing is going to give you a lot of heft. The profile on the blade is going to be able to cut through quite a bit of stuff and still keep on ticking the next day. So guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of this Fortitude 2. On top of that, go ahead and leave a comment letting me know if you want to see it compared to size-wise compared to any of the other knives. Finally, guys, if you could like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. On top of that, go ahead and click on that bell notification because that'll let you guys know when we have a new knife coming out or when we have a giveaway. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.